Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about why I memorized 150 piano pieces in 1 year while walking randomly around Roosevelt Island. And on this channel I hope to share with you strategies, mindsets, methodologies of my own creation that I hope will help you in your piano playing and maybe even some other things as well. So you might be wondering, how did you memorize 150 piano pieces in 1 year? And I'll probably get to that in another video, but I thought I would start first with how this all came about, why I chose to do it, how I even heard about it in the first place, what I was hoping for, etc. So it all started with this 40-piece challenge that was created by Alyssa Milne, fantastic piano teacher, Australian, and that apparently became a worldwide movement, this repertoire-rich approach, where the idea is, instead of learning just a few pieces or one piece a year, you're learning tons of pieces, just like when you first started the piano. So if you're like a total beginner, this might not seem to apply to you as much because it's sort of something you would end up doing anyway. You'd start some total beginner, very simple book. Maybe you're passing a piece a week or a piece every 2 weeks. A lot of the time you might be passing like 3-4 pieces in a week if you're going through like an easy total beginner method book. But then as you get more and more advanced, usually the pieces will become longer, they'll become more difficult, and eventually you reach the point where just working on maybe 3 pieces a year, maybe even just 1 piece a year, that is what is going to continue to get you to the next level in terms of challenging you, right, in learning the piano repertoire and everything. And I really believe in this aspect as well. I have my students choose goal pieces, a piece that would have taken them 3 to 5 years, and we accomplish it in 6 to 12 months. And I absolutely believe that that takes them to the next level. However, on top of that, if we can get that first plate spinning already, I think it would be great if they also used this repertoire-rich approach at some point later on. And this essentially is that opportunity where once you've reached the point that you can play difficult pieces, you stop learning a piece a week. You stop taking a completely new piece of music that maybe has a different style, that maybe is a different composer, has a different sort of feel to it overall, right? At some point, because you get too advanced, you stop learning just something completely new each week or on a very regular basis. And the 40-piece challenge really helped to rectify this. So this means that week to week you're constantly learning new music, and it has been shown to greatly improve sight reading, to greatly improve understanding of style and different composers and everything, because you're just encountering lots of different genres, lots of different situations and so on. It's been proven to greatly improve your independence from the teacher, because since they're pieces that are much more manageable, you're able to solve problems on your own time. You're able to, when you encounter new pieces, like, since it's going to necessarily be quite a bit below the limit of your current abilities, you'll be able to tackle those issues yourself, attempt to solve them yourself. And so, so you start to gain confidence. You also are just literally able to solve problems that are, if relatively easy compared to that of your goal piece, of course. And so it's got all these benefits, and so many studios all over the world began using these methods. And the next part of the story is that teachers, once they saw how powerful this was, it seemed that they wanted to do what they preached. So there are some massive Facebook groups of piano teachers, some of which I'm a part of. And there was this 40-piece challenge group that was created where the teachers are like, well, let's do this ourselves too. Let's be a good example to our students. Let's try to improve ourselves through this repertoire-rich approach. And, and I joined that. And so then the teachers would be posting the 40 pieces that they're planning to work on. They would post when piece number 1 is done, piece number 8 is done, piece number 15 is done, and so on. And at that time, what I wanted to do was test my methodologies for advancing with maximum efficiency, quality, and independence, right? Because even though I developed them to advance as rapidly as possible, I don't want to sacrifice quality. I wanted to actually be even better quality than it would have been originally. And I want my students to rapidly develop independence. I don't really need to develop independence, but I want to be able to make whatever is difficult for me now easy at some point, so I can free up my cognitive effort to tackle even higher level musical, technical, strategic challenges and so on, right? So I had all these ambitions. I thought, I want to see like how fast I really can learn and test the limits of these methods. So I decided to undertake the challenge. I was at a certain level of playing already because along traditional means I had worked, I had practiced many hours for many years, and along more progressive means, I'd already taken the time and effort and energy to improve the efficiency and everything that I just said of my playing as much as possible. So I really had put in the quantity and the quality. And here was another opportunity to essentially, I believe, turn quantity into quality over time, right? If you learn many, many pieces, you're going to be able to test the methods and improve upon them. Like if you weren't so good in piece number 1, you'll be way better by piece number 8. You'll be way better by piece number 13, by piece number 24, and so on. If the last piece you're like, that kind of took a little bit long to learn, I didn't really, make the best possible decision so I could advance as quickly as possible, well, you can adjust by the time you get to the next piece, and you can tweak little parts of the process and improve. So I decided to tackle 100 pieces in 2016. If you search David Chang 100-piece challenge, you'll find that, because not only did I decide to learn them, I decided to memorize them. That wasn't the original requirement. It was originally just supposed to be reading from the sheet music, but I wanted to, because I always memorized from the beginning, so I wanted to challenge myself to memorize all of them. And for the ultimate accountability, I decided to upload all of them to YouTube as well too, so you can see all of those there. If they were too easy, because they have to be easy, of course, relative to my level, but if I thought they were especially easy, I would count 2 of them as one piece. So sometimes you'll see like 1 of 2, 2 of 2. So I try to just, be fair and challenge myself even a little bit more. And after I accomplished that, I decided to go for 150 pieces, as you know, in 2017. And if you search 150 piece challenge David Chang, then you'll find all of those videos. And that was just a really fantastic experience, right? So in terms of the why, I think I talked through a lot of it just now. I wanted to just push the limits of the methods for both myself and for my students, and reap all the benefits I just talked about. And then on top of that, I wanted to learn what it was that I didn't know. Like I planned for, probably my sight reading will improve, which it did. Probably my own efficiency and understanding of different styles and everything will improve, which it did. Probably my development of my own methodologies will improve. Like the efficiency and the efficacy of the methods will be proven, which it was, and probably the methods will improve and iterate, which they did. But then I also wanted to know what else would happen. What else would I learn from going through that whole process? I was just very, very curious, right? So those are all big parts of the why. And then I wanted to be able to impart everything that I learned to my students, because that's what I've done my entire teaching, practicing career as both a pianist and as a teacher. So I would take everything that I learned, apply them to my students. They didn't have to go through the trying tons of things that didn't work. They didn't have to go through all those hours and years of experimentation, because I'd already been the one to do that. So then they could benefit from the work that I was already doing. So yeah, so those are big parts of the why. I think probably in some other future videos, I'm very happy to talk about the how. How did I actually pull that off? Because honestly, if I didn't have any sort of plan whatsoever, I'm sure that I would have failed. And and kind of what else, if I don't cover in these videos, a lot of the things that I thought that I learned, then I could make another video about what I learned, I suppose. So yeah, if you find that interesting, please subscribe, tell people about the channel, And feel free to send me an email at david@davidchangmusic.com. If you just want to reach out, I'd love to hear from you. And see you in the next one.